Hey Exiles, PoE Academy here with tips on how to find yourself a good League starter. I've noticed that a lot of people, including myself sometimes, struggle to find a good League starter build that helps them reaching their League goals and League start efficiently. This is why I've decided to make a small series on what I do to prepare and execute my League starts. This video goes over more beginner-friendly sources to find League starter build guides, but also make sure to check out the next video coming out soon for expert-level shenanigans using PoE.Ninja. In my last video, I've talked about what you should be doing before League start, and the most important thing to remember is to set League goals for yourself. If you haven't watched it yet, do so by clicking the link on the top right. Do you want to reach level 90 for the first time or farm Headhunter with div cards? Think about it, and when you're finished, continue this video. PoEbuilds.cc is a very good source to find beginner-friendly starter build guides. In a nutshell, it provides a list with the most popular builds from the PoE forum. The popularity of each one of them is shown by hovering over the small currency images next to it. If you search for League starter in the top right, you will find the most common ones. Make sure that the title of a build guide fits your League goals. You want to grind bosses early on? Well, better pick a build with boss killer in its title. I also make sure that the build works as promised by taking a brief look at the comment section. If it doesn't hold up to its promises, people will tell you. Also, if you have a written build guide at your hands, make sure that it was released or updated after the patch notes have been published. There should be a changelog stating what adaptations have been made too. It can happen that only the title has been updated but not the guide itself, which is very frustrating if the build took a big hit from the patch notes. Good written build guides are very detailed, so keep in mind that their creators cannot always update them in time. There's also a third-party website called PoEvault.com which offers decent build guides. A friend of mine started playing PoE some leagues ago and was very satisfied with the level of detail in their build guides, so I definitely recommend the site for beginners. I also upload beginner-friendly to more in-depth videos, so make sure to subscribe to my channel to not miss any of them. If you're searching for build guides on YouTube, make sure that their titles indicate a fit to your League goals. In addition, make sure that the video is released after the patch notes by checking the upload date. If it was released earlier, it's untested or unreviewed and thus probably a scam. Sometimes nothing really changes for a build. If this is the case, make sure the content creator communicates this somewhere and provides a changelog. If you still don't trust him, double check with the patch notes and the comment section to see if the most important skills, items and underlying mechanics have avoided the nerf hammer. Also, observe how much attention a video has gained already and if all YouTube and Reddit is speaking about a single League starter only. It might be a good time to find another one if this is the case. This is especially true if the build requires a core unique item gated behind certain content like it happened in 3.14 with Burning Arrow Elementalist. With that out of the way, we now move forward to what you should be paying attention to when checking a build guide. There are some basic rules that apply to all decent League starter build guides. That is, the build never uses a skill that is going to be released with the new league. It must clear yellow maps on a 4 link and red maps on a 5 link, or in other words, it's not just a PoB Warrior. It doesn't use any influence items or influence mods. It requires only cheap and obtainable unique items. This can be checked by searching for the item on PoE.Ninja or PoEantiquary.xyz, but keep in mind to monitor the hype of a certain starter. Even cheap unique items can become very expensive with high demand. The build doesn't require any unique items that are gated behind content, which can be checked by using the PoE wiki. An example would be Zov's Nurture. Last but not least, it must contain a realistic build showcase, explain at least the skill tree choices including ascendancies, bandits and pantheons, offer a skill tree with multiple leveling trees and gearing recommendations. All of them must apply, otherwise you're not looking at a decent starter build guide. Nice additions are FAQs, skill setups during leveling, step-by-step crafting guides and live searches for items. A decent guide must showcase a build realistically. I often see showcases recorded in a Toxic Series map, which is known for having a very good map layout. But what about bad layouts? Is the content creator picking up loot? Are the map mods challenging? Is he talking about the flaws of the build? Is he showcasing devs? Ask these questions to yourself while watching the guide. You must learn to identify unrealistic PoB setups. Guides with these setups are commonly referred to as PoB Warriors. Characteristic tactics for PoB Warriors include setting shock to 50%, using Righteous Fire, or using Frenzy or Power charges without any sustainable charge generation. For example, if a build uses the terminus as sword, it's reasonable to tick the Frenzy Charges box in PoB's Calculation tab. If it only uses Blood Rage, Frenzy Charges are unlikely to be sustained during boss fights, so it's unreasonable to tick the Frenzy Charges box in most cases. PoE Ninja gives a good starting point if you want to learn more on how to configure PoB realistically. I also recommend not using any flasks, because many builds drastically push their damage by using very expensive ones, and in most cases you cannot always guarantee 100% uptime either. Speaking of PoE Ninja, did you know that it can be used to find very strong starter builds that not many players pay attention to, and even getting item progression for free? If you're interested in this, make sure to watch the next video in the series, which will be coming out soon. What about you? Did you ever encounter a PoB warrior? What was his strategy? Tell me in the comments down below. Thanks for staying with me until the end, and see you in the next one.